If I had listened to my mom and dad that night, maybe my life wouldn't be like this today. Even now, whenever it's 12:14 a.m., I can still hear that girl's voice echoing in my ears. Because what came into my house that night wasn't my girlfriend Emily. It was a demon. And the scariest part is, my mom and dad already knew everything about her, but they had kept it from me. That night, my mom and dad suddenly started getting ready to leave the house. I asked, "Where are you guys going this late at night?" Dad simply said, "We need to go to the church. There's something very important we have to take care of." I asked again, "Right now? At night?" Mom looked at me, but she didn't say anything. Dad put his hand on my shoulder and said, "Ethan, don't leave the house tonight. And if someone comes to the door, don't let them inside." I laughed. "Dad, why are you two trying to scare me?" They didn't answer. They left. I had no idea that they were going to the church to meet the father, because they already knew that something evil was inside our house. At around 12:14 a.m., my phone rang. Emily's name appeared on the screen. I answered the call. Her voice said, "Ethan, I told my friend I was going to her place, but I left and I'm coming to see you." I said, "Okay. Mom and Dad aren't home either. I'm alone. Come over." She laughed. "I'll be there in a few minutes." About 20 minutes later, knock, knock, knock. Someone knocked on my door. I walked to the door, and I opened it. Emily was standing right in front of me, but the moment she stepped inside, all the air in the house suddenly turned cold. She looked at me and smiled. I asked, "What's wrong? Why are you so quiet?" She said, "I just came to see you." She sat down beside me. But within a few minutes, I started noticing that something about her was strange. She knew things about my house that she had never seen before. Suddenly, she looked at me and asked, "Why does your dad sleep in the downstairs room at night?" I stared at her. "How do you know that?" She smiled. "I just know." Then she grabbed my hand. Her hand was ice cold. I pulled my hand away and asked, "Emily, why is your hand so cold?" She didn't say anything. She just kept staring at me. Then, suddenly, she said, "Ethan, take me to the roof." I said, "Right now." She looked at me and smiled. "Yes, you can see the whole city from up there." I don't know why, but as I walked with her, I started feeling afraid. When we reached the stairs, I noticed the mirror in front of us. I could clearly see myself, but Emily's reflection wasn't there. I stopped breathing. I slowly turned around. She was standing right behind me. That same smile was still on her face. I asked, "Why can't I see you in the mirror?" Her smile suddenly disappeared. For a few seconds, she just stared at me. Then, in a very quiet voice, she said, "Because I'm not who you think I am." I stepped backward. Just then, my phone started ringing. It was an incoming video call from Emily. I answered it. The real Emily was on the screen. She was sitting in her bedroom. Terrified, she asked, "Ethan, who are you with?" I slowly looked at the girl standing in front of me. Suddenly, cracks began spreading across her face. Her eyes turned completely black. Her face became horrifying. And in her real voice, she said, "Now you know." I tried to run, but she grabbed my arm. Her grip was so strong that I couldn't move. She started dragging me toward the roof. I screamed, "Let me go." She kept saying only one thing, "Tonight, you're coming with me." When we reached the roof, she grabbed my arm and started pulling me toward the edge. Now I understood. She wanted to make me jump off the roof. I grabbed the ground with all my strength. Then suddenly, I heard a car stop downstairs. My mom and dad were back. Dad was holding something in his hand. They ran up the stairs. Dad shouted, "Ethan, get away from her." In his hand was a cross with Jesus on it. My mom was crying and calling for the father. That's when I finally understood why they had gone to the church. They already knew there was a demon in this house, and they also knew that the demon wanted to take me with her. Dad held the cross between me and the demon. The moment the cross came near her, she began backing away. Her face suddenly twisted. She started screaming, "Get it away from me!" Dad shouted, "In the name of Jesus Christ, Get out of this house. The demon screamed as she backed away. She looked at me one last time and said, I'll come back for you. And the next moment, she disappeared into the air like black smoke. I collapsed onto the roof. Mom grabbed me. Crying, I asked, You already knew? Dad lowered his head. He said, Yes, Ethan. For the past few days, we had been seeing strange things inside the house. We realized that something evil was following you.
But why?
I asked, But why me? Dad stayed silent for a few seconds. Then he said, Because this demon died in this very house many years ago, and the boy she took with her was also named Ethan. My blood ran cold. I asked, What? Dad looked at me. This house belonged to that same family long before you were born. After that night, we left the house. But the story wasn't over. About 3 months later, one night, I was sleeping in my new house. Suddenly, I woke up. The time on my phone was 12:14 a.m. Then a notification appeared on my phone. There was no message, just a picture. I opened it. It showed me sleeping in my room, and standing beside my bed was the same demon. Under the picture were just 4 words, Cross saved you tonight. Then another message appeared. Next time, it won't. After that night, I never turned off the lights in my room at 12:14 a.m. because now I know. Some spirits may leave a house, but they never leave their victim.